Hi, I'm
Arjun
Mathur
Sarbh
and you're watching me on Bollywood Times.
Every actor aims for the truth in their work and marriage. Now let's find out from our next two guests what really comes easy to them. Sarbh.
Hi.
And Arjun Mathur. Welcome to Bollywood Times.
Thank you.
What really comes easy to both of you?
What did you say? The two things that come easy were?
Marriage
Marriage and
work.
Why marriage?
Neither of those things come easily.
Yeah, both of those things are hard.
I'm a divorcee, A.
And he's a terrible actor. So
Thanks. But no, really, I remember about 2001, I was in London and I saw, and you worked with Meera Nair.
Yes.
Okay, she made a film called Monsoon Wedding. Mm-hmm. It was the first ever time I saw a very realistic, believable approach to filmmaking.
Right.
Great film.
Great film.
Yeah.
And then I see Made in Heaven, and it just transports me there. There's so much of, I wouldn't call it relatability, but there's something that you want to believe in.
Nice.
They're extreme characters. So, I want to know, you work with all four directors. Mm-hmm. Is it going to be episodic?
How do you mean?
Made in Heaven? Because all four directors have a part of it.
Yeah, so I mean, Zoya has directed the first two episodes. Nitya has directed episode 3 and 4.
Okay.
Prashant has directed 5 and 6. Nitya 8. And Alankrita,
5 and 6, Alankrita 7 and 8.
Right.
And Nitya
Alankrita
did one
did
in
8 and
between.
9. Yeah.
8 and 9, that's it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like 2 to 3 episodes a director, basically. So,
Wow.
I think that they had all come together and gotten on the same page for the overarching arcs that went all the way through. There are episodic elements to it where sometimes each wedding that is being planned is contained within an episode. But there are otherwise the story of the thing that is moving you through all of these weddings are the stories of Karan and Tara and the respective people in their lives, like I'm Tara's husband in the show.
Right. I want to ask both of you, is it stimulating enough to play extreme versions of yourselves?
What do you mean by
on
extreme?
celluloid? Something which, of course, you've done Padmavat, who's absolutely great character. I mean, the extreme versions of who you are. But
Right.
Does that stimulate you as an artist?
Yes.
yeah, absolutely. I think like in every character, that's the thing. At the end of it, you are the actor who's playing that character. You can't take that away. So it's best to, I mean, at least for me, I think like to try and find the extremities within myself that are required for this. And they're there. They exist, I think, in all of us.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, infinity is on the head of a pen. Forget about my brain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like to have the opportunity to visit those extremities that you may not be able to in real life,
Yeah, because you can do it with no consequences.
Yeah, exactly.
You can really go for it. You can go for it knowing that you're in a safe environment. I think actually I'm a highly pragmatic person in life, and I've in a weird way, I've chosen a profession which allows me to let out my highly emotional side with no consequences.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like in a film, if it's written so, if you ask me a question I don't like, I can upturn the table and leave. In life, I won't. I'll be polite because that's what's appropriate.
Nice. But how do you mold also a character that you are playing besides what is written in the script?
So, for example, for this part,
Please.
The script, as it was written, I had a couple issues with my part, particularly my part. I felt in comparison to some of the other ones, he was a little more two-dimensional than I would personally have liked. But Nitya and Zoya and all of the directors were so open to discussions about it, to discussions of how to play it, of discussions of how to add depth and conflict to the part. So I do feel that you can bring your personal experiences, which in this case, I did have personal experiences that related to this particular part. They were on a much smaller scale, but I had been in a dilemma like Adil, where I really didn't know how to move forward. I was truly ambivalent, truly torn. And I got to bring all of that to the role. Yeah.
A character that you have kind of mold, which wasn't written in the script, but you made it your own.
Are you asking about any particular?
Yeah, I mean, it can be.
I think that's what happens. Yeah, I think like when a director is casting you, firstly they are already expecting you to bring enough of yourself to. So that's a pretty like unsaid and automatic thing that like an actor will come and mold the words to, and bring life to them. So I don't know, and it works differently for each character. I think like there was one film I did, and I was at a very going through a personal mess at the time, and like I met the director, and he didn't even. I mean, he wanted to cast me. I was not even ready to work at the time. My first meeting with him, I told him, you know what, this is what I'm going through. I don't feel like working. See you later. And he waited for me for 2 months and finally allowed me my process of whatever the hell I was going through, and then said, okay, if you're done, can you come back and do this film now? And the film, the character it was a film called Fireflies by Sarbh Singh Shekhawat. And the film itself and the character, what it took me through was exactly what I needed in my own personal life at the time, So that film healed me. So it's like that. You mold the character, or is the character molding you? I don't even know.
Yeah, I guess it depends on each project. Yeah.
Okay, what's the strangest and the funniest incident you've heard or you've been a part of as far as weddings are concerned?
I can't even remember
the funniest incident I've been a part of regarding weddings would be my own. So
that speaks volumes.
The last wedding I went for. Oh, no. I did go. I went to a wedding recently, which was my mother's best friend since childhood, her daughter, Friana. And I think my mother and her best friend were always hoping that me and Friana would eventually be together because it would sort out the in-law problem. It would have been smooth sailing. Right. But alas, it was not meant to be. They joke now that maybe it would have been better for them to say from a young age, don't go near her. Don't go near her. She's off limits. I would have been like, oh yeah?
Okay, Arjun, I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure.
Be very honest. Is Mr. Jim Sarbh the find of the decade in Bollywood?
Yeah, hell yeah. Sure, absolutely.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Are you crying? Are you embarrassed? Okay, I'll tell you what.
Makes me nervous.
It's just been 3 years, right? You've made your debut.
Yep.
Nirja, and then suddenly there's this dormant
3
volcano.
years, just recently? Feb 18th. 3 years since Feb 18th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Suddenly a dormant volcano is suddenly erupted.
Absolutely.
It wasn't dormant. It was just in different mediums.
Yeah, exactly. No, he's been doing theatre for I remember meeting you many years ago. It was at a reading at Kaizad Kotwal's house.
Yeah.
And very brief, but that was the first time I met you. And look, no actor has just appeared. We are all struggling forever.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm here right now. I've been living in this city for 20 years almost. So
I really like, because when I researched about you, Arjun, and through few of our common friends, I've heard stories, and it's so amazing that you've chosen your path. You've done theatre, you've done short films at a time when there was not even a platform to do short films, and features. You mixed it up pretty well, both of you.
Okay.
And you're here to stay.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, not a lot of that is out of pure choice, It's Bollywood as an industry and a system runs in a very specific way, governed by very specific market trends. and so it's for us, for actors that, don't come from here and kind of are just struggling, it's we got to find a way to do something else. Find a way to be relevant other than just jump into the mold of what everyone's doing, because nobody's giving us that multi-crore launch. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to play to our own strengths and do what we love and just hope that it goes somewhere.
What a great time to act.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the day, and for writers.
Luckily, for whatever reason, for me, the goal has never been to be a big Bollywood star.
Yeah.
That hasn't been why I acted in the first place. I acted because I liked acting. I acted in whatever I consequently got. If it was a play, super. If it was a short film, all right. If it's a music video, I'm in. If it's a big film, super. I don't mentally create those distinctions in the same way. For me, it just becomes, okay, new character, new approach, new system, new setup, new rules. Yeah. It's all going to be interesting. Last year, I got to do 2 films, 2 international productions, a music video, 2 short films, 1 Indian, 1 that premiered at Sundance. I got such a varied bag last year. It was quite fun.
And I overheard.
And I did 2 plays. So it was like a nice full year.
Yeah, amazing.
And 8th of March, I overheard
Yeah.
that you are, I mean, it's going to be the best date.
Well,
It's Jim Saab Day.
Jim Sarbh.
Yeah, let's call it a Jim Saab day.
8th of Saab.
8th of Okay, I saw the trailer of Made in Heaven, which came just before Gully Boy started.
Yeah.
And there was this word that came in the supers, scandalous. You think sometimes art should make the audience a bit uncomfortable
All the time.
and on the edge?
Every time. Not just sometimes. I think
Yeah. Even good comedies have elements of satire and of disrupting the system in there. I mean, what's his name? They say that even a good comedy, forget drama and it's more serious genres, which I suppose I intended to do that anyway. Even a good comedy should be putting up a mirror to the people in power and poking fun at the people in power as much as possible.
Yeah, I would say that's the one objective of art. Not like what a beautiful flower. That's very comfortable. That's great. What about let's see something else,
Yeah.
Which is also in Zoya's films. If I mean, I've noticed that even though they are thrilling, entertaining, there's always something that she wants to say, or probably whether it's societal issues or I think any relevant topic, she really
because
puts it in so beautifully.
Yeah, because she's an extremely intelligent woman, and it's she's having to kind of conform to certain styles but like Gully Boy now is even a departure from that. So. Yeah, I can't wait to see where Zoya goes with that mind of hers, to be honest.
Now, because I respect both of you as actors, and I'm sure you guys respect your craft more than I do, both of you as an actor, I've got a surprise for both of you. Okay?
Are you going to act for us?
Okay, now, you can fist fight and decide which.
One sec. Let me guess. One will be Nicole Kidman's autobiography.
Okay.
And one will be Marlon Brando's.
Okay, great. Well, then you go for this.
Oh, fuck. Marilyn Monroe. Knew it.
Almost.
No, I was going to say Marilyn Monroe. Meryl Streep. Nice.
That's nice, man. These are for us?
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you.
For the keeps.
Thank you.
I'll read your future. Okay, ready? At some point during this time, she apparently became melancholy about President Kennedy.
Your turn. The filmmakers had advertised for extras from the community, hiring some 200 wedding guests from 3 different parishes.
Made in heaven.
What a nice plug-in.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's for the keeps. Happy reading.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Happy reading. Okay, I want to, the doors have opened up when it comes to, I would say, freedom, or in the words of Zoya Akhtar, Azadi. With such platforms, to what extent, what length can you go crazy when it comes to web series and when it comes to acting?
I mean,
there's no restriction, right?
As an actor, though, you should just go crazy all the time. The editor will do what he has to, and the director will do what he has to. But we though should be going crazy only. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What's your question exactly?
Yeah, I don't understand.
My question is, web series has that platform. It's not censored yet. So the writing would be as such.
Yeah.
Not compared to the film.
Yeah.
That the characters can be more diverse, probably more etched out.
Sure.
So
I think it's always good to hear more stories from different classes, communities, cultures.
Yeah. And the less censorship, the better, anytime and always.
Yeah. I feel like there are good stories and there are bad stories. A good story can have all of the things that you would otherwise consider scandalous, and a bad story can have all of the things that you otherwise consider scandalous. Scandalousness doesn't imply good or bad. So for me, it becomes about the quality of the storytelling. And if the quality of the storytelling requires scenes in which we go, as you put it, crazy, I'm very happy to go crazy.
Yeah.
If it seems unnecessary or unwarranted, or it doesn't fit with the otherwise structure, then I don't understand, and then I question it from a storytelling perspective, not from a censorship perspective. Not me, ever.
And I think as artists, actors, filmmakers, I personally don't think anything should be censored. Things can be rated.
Well said.
You know, like persons above this age should not watch this. You know, you can classify it like that. But how can you be telling someone you cannot show that? Who made those rules and why? You know. So anyway,
you gonna plug in? You gonna plug in?
What?
18 plus. Made in Heaven?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Made in Heaven, just for the record, is for viewers of 18 years and over only. So yeah, I think that's an intelligent way to go about it, rather than let's not show those scenes that we've shot, that I've shot at least.
No, mine too.
Yeah.
At any point now in the near future, will we see Arjun Mathur and Jim Sarbh also direct a feature?
Wow, I hope so.
Direct? Wow, I'm not thinking about it at all just now.
No, I've given it a thought and this, that. I don't have any idea in my mind right now. But yeah, I mean, I've started my career as an assistant director on a bunch of feature films before I started acting. And I think it's at the end of it, it's a director's medium, you know. That's what they're...
I'm actor.
Yeah, yeah, sure. But to create 100%, yeah, I would, I've tried my hand here and there, a music video and this, that. But let's see, I don't have putting together a story is the really... Writing is the difficult part.
Storytelling.
Yeah, writing is direction.
I would only want to direct just now if I had been fully hands-on involved in the creation of the story.
Yeah.
So you guys are directors, actors. Like, do you surrender yourself completely to the director? So when there are 4 directors working on one feature, now this being a web series, does it change? Because after Zoya, there's another director who comes in, and there's another one who comes in.
The thing is, firstly, these characters are firstly created by Zoya and Reema.
Right.
They've created the characters.
Yeah.
Alankrita and Zoya have written the entire script. So, I mean, between them all, they already have a shared creative vision. Now, beyond that, there was definitely a lot of and I've experienced this on the only other series that I've done was a show called Indian Summers, a UK television show, and the experience was that you are the character, and directors are changing, and the directors actually depend on you a lot. Like they're like, okay, so how are you gonna take this? So there's a lot of room, a lot of freedom to be with the graph you've already created. No directors coming in and messing with that, or it's
on the same page, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
And if they aren't on the same page, they are absolutely open to discussion about getting on the same page, which is the wonderful thing. So I remember once being in the car where Prashant was directing me and Shobita, and I don't know what's eventually come into the series. I haven't watched it all the way, but I remember playing it a bit hard. Just a bit hard. Just talking. She had some problem about something, and I was like, "Well, why don't you do this?" And we kept driving on the way, and he was like, "No, but you're concerned for her just now, so try to play the concern." And I was like, "Okay, I'll give you that, but please understand why I was doing what I was doing is that we have this relationship, which is a marriage, but it's also." Started as a boss and employee, and every now and then in moments of high stress, he slips back into that simple pattern because that's what he's known for longer, And so he hears that, he says, okay, I didn't see that that's what you were doing. Let's just try to make it a bit more clear. Is there any way that we can? And then we discussed how to do that. So then we got both. Now they can decide to use whatever works better with the arc of the story as the story goes. But those kinds of conversations I like, I enjoy.
And in any creative process, I think you're not bound to seeing things the same way exactly. You will see them differently, and everything is just a discussion, and either you convince them or they convince you, and whatever happens is for the betterment of the show.
Arjun, 5 tips for aspiring wedding planners. Now,
5 tips for aspiring wedding planners. Look at a different career.
Okay. Thanks. Okay, 3 tips.
3 tips?
If not 5.
For aspiring
He's
wedding
already
planners.
searching the...
3 tips for aspiring wedding planners. Yaar. Kya karun?
Nirash mat karo, yaar.
Just the bride is boss, always. And...
Jim, please help. Come to the rescue.
Bride is boss.
But really look at a different career.
Think about different career opportunities. Say yes
try and stick to what your job is. Design, venue, catering.
Don't become a psychologist.
Yeah, it's not your problem.
Don't become a psychologist. It's for...
Do the job, get the money, get out, yaar. Kya hai?
This is his approach, definitely, in the series.
When he said, do the work, get the money, get out. Yeah.
हाँ, personal लोचे में क्या पढ़ने का यार? You know?
And fifth one is, be sure to invite big Bollywood celebrities to perform at the function.
Yeah, correct. उसके बिना शादी कैसे?
उसके बिना शादी है थोड़ी. Well,
If you can't get Beyonce.
on that note, thank you so much for gracing
you.
Bollywood Times.
Thanks
sir.
a lot, man.
Thanks, Arjun.
Thank you.
Thank you.